Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and back at it again. Welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network as we bring you our Bad Blood preview and prediction show. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to run through the card, run through a whole bunch of guesses, what we think is going to happen. Plus, will there be some surprises as we got lots to get into, lots to unpack tonight. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Get in that chat, click all those buttons. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We're live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we bring you all our previews and predictions for Bad Blood this weekend. Remember, 5 p.m. live, 5 p.m., not your usual start time. We will be here at 5 time. So make sure you're joining us for all of that. Be a friend, tell a friend. But for the next little bit, me and these pretty faces are going to run you through everything about Bad Blood and what we think is going to happen. So I will remind you, I am Mr. Evernight KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is the chapo that runs the show, and that is Big Nick.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream trios champions of the world, the chapo that runs the show, the Every Night Delight, Mr. KJ White, and I am Big Nick. And yeah, you finally got it right, my guy. It's only been how many shows?
I used the microphone as my
as the cue. Yeah, it's hard when it's weird.
Eventually, you're going to get it right? How are we doing today, gentlemen?
I'm excited. I actually forgot I was going to Bad Blood until Denisha reminded me in the comments last night during AEW Dynamite. But yeah, I'm excited for Bad Blood. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I'm hearing there's some surprises and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited.
Man's buying tickets to wrestling shows and just forgets he's even going to them. But I think this is starting to very much. This is normally like what we call like a B show pay-per-view and everything, I guess, pun intended, with the Bad Blood. This is starting to very much inch closer and closer to this might really over-deliver with the Hell in the Cell. I think that's going to be a phenomenal match. Cody's teasing some things, and with everything with the main event, that's now officially the main event. I think this is really setting up to be a fantastic show.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is indicative of what we have going on with the Papa Paul era. Like, I think Backlash felt like a big deal. I feel like, the what else do we have? We had what did we just pass? SummerSlam felt good, not a show, but like where we talk about A and B shows, like these B shows that aren't one of the major four, they still feel important. They still feel like they have implications. They still feel like they're building towards something else.
But the other shows you mentioned, though, are also international, so that might have also helped it a wee bit.
So
yeah, the way they're kind of having like Bad Blood, like they're having the kind of like it's not like the WrestleMania experience, but they're having like a bunch of signees at the center in downtown Atlanta. So it's like and then having legends there. I'm hearing Jacqueline is gonna be there. Like it's gonna be like live in downtown Atlanta this weekend for Bad Blood. So it feels like it's on par to like a Survivor Series or something. But whatever they got planned this weekend, like it's gonna be crazy because I'm hearing rumors about The Rock, and then The Rock retweeted CM Punk today, and it was a lot of, not retweeted CM Punk, but I think he retweeted like the match card and was like screw CM Punk or something to that effect. It was wild. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, again, lots of intrigue, folks. I see you filling up this chat already. Get in there. Remember, like Scott. Thank you so much, Scott. The super chats are your way to make sure you get clicked on. So make sure you do that. But we see a whole bunch of people. Hope everyone had a wonderful Friday, Junior. You put it in the books. Friday tomorrow, the weekend is upon us. So we're going to have a lot of fun here on the channel as we head into that. But nobody does live streams better than KJ, Nick, and Anthony. Hit like, share, subscribe for these boys. We are running towards 6K and beyond, folks. So be a part of the family, be a part of the utopia. And anybody out there that you know likes wrestling, even if they don't like wrestling, they just want to hear funny people, this is the place to be. So share this link, see how many people we can fill into these chats. as we're coming off a couple record-breaking weeks and a record-breaking night. So keep it going. Keep it going. We love it. We appreciate it. And we need more of it.
What? I feel like I just had to throw that in there at the end just because I haven't in a while. And it's all around me. I keep seeing it everywhere for some reason.
Right. With that all being said, let's do we want to talk about the card order before we get into the card? Because I know
that has
a little contested.
Yeah, that has been contested. I know we've talked about it. I even threw it up on Twitter, and even some people sat there and said it doesn't feel right, what have you. I'm not of that camp, but yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay, so for those who don't know, it's been official that the Hell in a Cell is going to open Bad Blood. The main event will be Roman and Cody taking on the Bloodline. Almost, I kind of anticipated this. I didn't know Hell in a Cell was going to go first. For my money, I don't mind them bookending this the way they have. It might be better than it going second last and last. I'm okay with this setup.
I was always fine with them being bookended one way or the other. I think you very much kept thinking, well, clearly they're going to do something huge with Roman and Cody, which it seems very much like they're going to do. I guess I debated that a little bit, but yeah, to me, I'm fine if they at least bookend. And that way you have enough time between the Hell in a Cell to kind of let everything breathe. Everybody has a walkabout, because I really do think the Hell in a Cell match-wise might steal the show, because these two guys, this is the end of probably the best feud that we've seen out of either guy in especially quite some time. So I think that has the potential to be match of the night. So it's going to be interesting if it starts the show. Well, it is, but yeah, you know what I meant.
I think when it comes to like a 5-match card, like it's not much you can do to rearrange the matches to make it seem like, a perfect kind of match card. But if you are starting it off in a way where it's, the Hell in a Cell match where it's really going to get the audience hype, and then you end it with another match that's really going to get the audience hype, because you got Roman and Cody teaming up, and you don't know what may happen after the match or during the match that could even get the crowd more excited. So with a 5-match card, like a card like this, like I don't think you can really go wrong with putting either match first, right? And then you got like 3 good filler matches. You got 2 women's world title matches, and then you got I forgot the other match, but you got 2 women's world title matches,
Damian
one that closes, one that's right after the Hell in a Cell, and then one that's right before the main event, and then there's one match stuck in the middle. You guys remind me.
Damian and Finn.
Yes, Damian Finn. I think that's kind of perfect of how you kind of line it up right there. So to me, either match could have worked in the main event.
Right.
Yeah, and I think for me, I mean, realistically, if you look on paper, as much as this is a big blood feud and it is the Cell, it's the only match that doesn't have champions involved. Every other match has champions involved, right? Including Finn, Damian. You got one half of your tag champions.
Technically, yeah.
You got your 2 women's your 2 women's titles are on the line, and then of course the main event has your Universal Champion, your biggest draw of the last 5 years, and one of the biggest feuds that we've seen over the last 5 years. So I'm okay with it. I've always been okay with it. And like I think Nick and I talked about this week, is just don't be mad in advance. Watch.
Right.
It's kind of how I treat Wednesday.
Right. Well, and as long as they were bookended, I will at least, to me right now, when I get that, before, when we were growing up and everything, when we were all just a wee lad with a twinkle in our eye watching wrestling and everything, it was a lot more easily digestible, and you got used to having huge match followed by huge match followed by huge match. Unfortunately, right now, it seems like that's not the way wrestling is consumed, and I'm fine with spreading it out a little bit. And like Anthony laid out, if you've got your matches in between that get the ebbs and flows, you're still going to have your big moments. You've still got a shark cage match. You've still got this. You've still got that. But them bookending either way that they were going to do, it's the ideal option.
Absolutely. No, I think it works. I think it works, and I think it'll be fun. I think it's going to pay off. And like you said, you have that bit of you might call it a lull or whatever you will, a deep breath. And then this makes me feel like the main event is going to be something to watch. It's going to be, we've been highly anticipating a lot of moving pieces on this chessboard. So I'm excited. And now again, if we watch and it turns out that the best match of the night was Punk and Drew and the rest of the card sucks, well, then we'll critique it fairly.
Right.
Well, I still
And then
think,
it
like
also
you said, go ahead.
I was gonna say it also could be like a time thing too. So maybe the Hell in a Cell match is getting the most time out of all
Mhm.
of the other matches on the card.
True.
And then like the main event might be booked heavily, like with potential returns or whatnot. And then they also are trying to compete with TKO too, because they don't want the show to overrun the UFC event. I think that's
Valid.
happening, that
Yep.
night as well. So you put the match that's gonna get the most time first, and then after that you kind of slowly dwindle out until you get to the main event, which is going to be potentially heavy booked with returns or whatever they have planned.
That's actually a really great point. I hadn't even thought of that. Like that's honestly like sums this up perfectly because you don't want to risk in having to cut something short because of an overrun with the Hell in a Cell. And I know there might be somebody that shows up in the main event that habitually goes a bit long on situations and everything. So
Yeah, and they're
it
going
might be the smart play to do it. Yeah.
they're going early for that opportunity, right? So
Going ahead looks smart.
there you go. There you go. But folks, we will put this up in the poll in the chat as well and get your 2 cents on it. Keep your opinions coming. We might not click on every comment like we normally do on a live stream or most comments, but there are the super chats and the super stickers if you want to stand out and guarantee you get clicked. Like our buddy Scotty. Thank you so much again.
Right.
But
Well, and then turns around and he just became a member for 10 months saying Bad Blood is going to be a fun night. Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. The first match I'm pulled up, Finn and Damian. Bad Blood is a perfect way to describe what's built here with these two.
Right. I don't know where you guys go with this, but to me, I'm almost like, does Finn need this? Because if he's kind of the, figurehead, the almost kind of, taking over leadership when it comes to the Judgment Day and everything, and you're trying to really establish them as a top group and a top faction or keep them still there, does he need to go over Damian? I know Damian's getting his push. He's become a top singles babyface and everything, but Finn kind of needs to establish himself as the guy.
Well, I think for me, I'm kind of undecided here because I feel like Damian and Rhea can't come out with the victory, right? We'll get to Rhea and Liv later, but I feel like Finn needs this. I feel like Damian kind of has built himself up even as world champion as a heel, and the crowd is definitely behind him. I really don't think him winning here changes anything for him per se. Finn Balor though, I think he kind of needs this. I think this kind of solidifies the new Judgment Day. Even though there's not any leaders in this Judgment Day, Finn Balor is technically, in my eyes, the leader of this Judgment Day. So I feel like Finn Balor kind of needs this.
I kind of agree with both you, and I'm probably going to contradict myself when I make my prediction. But yeah, I mean, again, I kind of want Finn to pick up a W, but I do keep in mind that he's still one half the tag champs, and that's still a thing to an extent. So I do. I mean, where does Damian go after this? Where does Finn go after this? I would really like to see Finn get the W, just kind of put a feather in his cap and remind us of who he is. And I think you and I talked about it on Monday, Nick, where he is the standout of the group. He's got the microphone. He's he feels like the leader. But I think I'm hung up on the idea that I already have a prediction coming later. I think Damian's going to win this one.
I'm sticking with Finn. He's become, like I said, the de facto leader. And the biggest question to me is, does this feud continue past Bad Blood? If this is the blow off of this, then Damian's clearly going to get the win here, I feel. And then we just move along and we keep it going. But I think they're using this. I'm spoiler alert for a prediction I have later. I think Judgment Day over strong pretty heavy on this show. So I'm taking Finn.
And in a rare occurrence, I'm with Nick here. I'm taking Finn Balor.
I'll be the odd man out this time. I'll go Damian.
You're
Priest,
literally the man in the middle.
right? The man in the middle, stuck in the middle with you. 59%. So even the chat is fairly split on this one. As far as again, no clear-cut favorite. They've done well with this.
WWE's done well with that as a whole of everything's a coin flip. Christ, even when you think you have a clear-cut favorite, a la Braun Breaker, Jey Uso gets the win. So
Right.
100%, you can't call your shot. The best you can do is an educated guess.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So yeah, I'm gonna go Damian. You two are going Finn, so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out, and it'll be very interesting where we go from from this. If Damian, regardless, where does Damian go back at Gunther at some point? Do they turn their eyes to somebody like Jey Uso with the IC title? It'll be very interesting that way.
Right. Yeah, I think I think this runs it still goes on past this. That's why I think Finn's more likely. But yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. The
keep them
next
busy.
match,
Keep them busy.
keep them busy. The last match I believe they added to this card is Bailey will surprisingly, and actually, Anthony, maybe you give us your 2 cents as she goes over Naomi to get a number 1 contender spot and a rematch with Nia.
I
Let it
think
out.
I think I was just frustrated Friday night. I think that's the fact that I wasn't able to go to TNA because it was canceled, and then Naomi losing all in the same night. I think I was just like out of it. And when Naomi lost, I was like, I'm done. I'm just gonna stay in the chat. I'm not even gonna watch the rest of SmackDown. I think I was just a bit too much. It was a bit too much for me Friday night. But I think Naomi is gonna eventually come around. I don't know if it's gonna be a heel turn. I don't know. It's still she's been back 9 months. So I told Nick when we had our big argument back in January, I was giving it from Royal Rumble to Royal Rumble. So I still got a couple of months left until we get to the Royal Rumble to see where Naomi is. But I'm actually really excited for this match. I think at SummerSlam they delivered, and I was pleasantly surprised how well Nia Jax and Bailey gelled together in that SummerSlam match. I'm looking forward to it. I do think, and I've said it before on stream, that I don't like to predict the Money in the Bank cash in, but if there is a better time to do it, I think it is now, because I was the one to say that they're going to use the Money in the Bank briefcase to tear apart Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, and they've literally been doing that ever since SummerSlam. So I think this is the perfect time for a cash in.
I think you wait on the Tiffy time. Tiffy time hasn't hit yet. I think we've just gotten it was last week to where Nia's out there goozling Tiffany Stratton and everything like that. And I ain't having none of your sugar honey iced tea. So I think you let that play out a little bit more. And I think they're honestly going to try and make Tiffany a babyface. They're angling it that way. She turns babyface and goes over heel Nia. Nia wins this, and maybe we get Bailey versus heel Naomi.
I like that.
I like this right here, and this is why I think Nia's not losing the belt. I think I agree with Nick. I think it's too soon. We haven't completely bought into like the mistreatment of Tiffy. Like, I think there needs to be more where people are almost like somebody, hashtag free Tiffy will become a thing, right? Like, they want the fans to start chanting Tiffy time. So yeah, I mean, I think the idea that maybe Naomi cost Bailey. She's all smiles, all hugs, and she's sick of it. But I just don't see Nia's run ending yet. And I can't bet against Queen Nia right now.
Yeah, even if we don't get heel Naomi, I think Nia wins this. Now, I saw somebody mention in the chat, and I was thinking of it. Do we hear, do we get Charlotte returning here?
In this moment, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where she's at.
It's kind of
crazy. How far away is North Carolina from Atlanta, Anthony?
I don't know where you would fit Charlotte in right now.
She goes after Nia.
Crazy. That's
Nia gets the win, and that's the next opponent you line up.
See, this is where I think happens is eventually Tiffy will cash in. That's when Charlotte shows up. To put the young one in her place, and I hate Charlotte as a babyface. So if you make Tiffy a babyface and you bring back heel Charlotte, that might work better for me. Doesn't mean I'm right, but it feels a little better for me because Charlotte as a babyface kind of sucks.
I just feel like after Nia Jax put her hands around Tiffany Stratton's throat, I'm like, I think this is the time for you to cash in. But I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
If they do either way, they're angling it to her being a babyface, and that's why it'd be interesting. I guess I can see your point there, KJ. Of if you can't have Tiffy be a babyface and then bring back Charlotte as a babyface. But I saw somebody ask it of if Tiffany can pull off a babyface turn. I think she can. I mean, she's already gotten over Christ. She had the whole crowd in Australia chanting for her.
Right. I think she can if she plays it right and she takes, again, there's a way to do it, and I think people are. I know we talk a lot about her look or whatever, but she goes in the ring, and I think that speaks volumes. I think the fans can get behind it. The Tiffy time again, when you let the audience participate, ask Jey Uso, does wonders for your career when the fans are chanting something for you. So, an interesting name that comes up in the chat, a Carmella we haven't seen in an eon. So,
FABOU.
Not anticipating this though.
But if Carmella did return, I would not be upset. I'd probably be the loudest person in State Farm Arena.
I wouldn't mind a Carmella return. I mean, I still think she might have lingering health issues or whatever. Like, she's just, I think, kind of happy just being a mom right now. So
yeah,
I haven't heard any buzz on her front of her coming back, but I wouldn't knock it out. I wouldn't, be opposed to it.
No, it'd be very interesting with that. So officially, the chat is 73% Nia. And I just feel like Bailey winning is a bit of a reset. Like, why? I mean, we're going backwards. Nick wants Wendy Chu.
No.
Wendy Chu for champ. Print the t-shirts. Let's go. So officially, Nia. Anybody going Bailey?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Nia.
Yeah, it's all Nia. Again, like you said, you ruin everything that you've already built, and we've already got a story going with Nia. So yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. So with that, the next women's title match that is on the card, and this one is highly anticipated. 316, I know you're out there, buddy.
Right.
But Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, this is going to be an interesting conversation, as I think, on paper, there's a heavy favorite, but I'm all ears, boys.
I'm going to just cut to the chase, and I'm going to give my prediction. It's Liv.
I was just about to say the same
Liv.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is 100% all Liv Morgan. I would like to see Liv Morgan retain without any type of help. I know Dom is going to be locked in a cage, but I also believe that there's a returning Raquel that can come and help Liv Morgan win. But I want Liv Morgan to kind of win this clean. But I'm all Liv Morgan here.
Liv's not going to win clean. It's not in her character, right? Like, I mean, it defeats the purpose. Like, if she beats Rhea Ripley clean, it hurts Rhea and makes Rhea's a
and
big,
it kind of stops the feud too. Yeah,
a little bit. I think she has to cheat one way or the other. She has to cheat. Lots of rumors about Raquel, and I think that's a good fit. I think it works. Former tag team together. They were friends. If Raquel's healthy and ready to go, why not? And Raquel is a heavy for Liv, gives Liv validity to be a pain in the ass. I like it. It works.
You start to then shift the feud from Liv and Rhea to Raquel and Rhea. I've just never been super high on that whole rumor and everything like that. I guess if they do it and it goes over well and everything like that, I'll get behind it. I'm just not bought into it too much. I think they do the old school, shark cage tactic and everything like that. I mean, he lies, he cheats, he steals, and Dom drops down some brass knucks or something. I don't think that's enough. I think that, but I think that's what it'll be, because it's just, you've got the stipulation. If you bring Raquel in, then there's nothing to do with the stipulation.
Because that's like, it looks like the one X factor she has in her rivalry with Rhea is a distracting pain in the ass Dom Mysterio. So when everyone thinks the champ is screwed and she's going to spend 10 minutes running around the ring, avoiding Rhea, getting her ass kicked for the most part, and maybe he does drop down something, but I don't think it's enough. Like, Liv with brass knuckles, she better have fucking 4 pair, because Rhea Ripley is a monster.
Yeah, I still think it's enough, and I know it's the cliche move and everything, but I still think it's enough. And either way, Liv is winning this, because Rhea wins this belt here, then we end the feud there. It stops everything cold in its tracks. And the biggest thing about this is Liv's been the like swarmy, sniveling heel, running away, playing chicken shit the whole time, to where Rhea's got to throw her shoe at her and everything just to try and get at her.
So if the feud is not going to end at Bad Blood, and I think we all kind of agree this is not ending at Bad Blood, where do you see this feud potentially ending at?
Survivor Series.
That's end of November.
Yeah, 2 months.
Stipulation in the match or just straight one-on-one?
We're probably going to stip it. We're stipping this one. So, I mean, unless they do something to Crown Jewel, but remember, Crown Jewel is a lot of fluff and not a whole lot of stuff.
Well, I think we might get something that shows up on Crown Jewel that we might talk about here later. But yeah, Survivor Series isn't a bad show. Yeah. But what would you have? You got to have her fight Raquel then to get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, because then maybe she fights Raquel at Crown Jewel. You know, like, listen, you lost and you don't get another title match. And then she's not happy about that. So then it becomes, well, beat Raquel. Maybe she does beat Raquel. If Raquel's a heel, Raquel sucks as a babyface, folks. I know I said Charlotte sucks as a babyface. Raquel's worse. The back attack is fucking whack, Jack. Sorry.
Worst heel as a bit worst babyface, Lola Vice or Raquel Rodriguez?
Ooh, that's neck and neck.
I think they're tied.
I can get behind the whole Raquel thing. I think part of what has thrown me off of like the health issue stuff and everything. I don't want to force her back or anything like that. But the last time they did it, though, it ended up stop-start. So if she's going to be there, she's got to be there. Like, that's the thing, is you can't do that and then have to pivot part of the way through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, she's been out for several months because we haven't seen her since, was it Chamber the last time we saw her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she almost didn't make it to Chamber.
Yeah, she was dealing with it.
So I think that I imagine that's been some of the conversation. All right, Raquel, how healthy are you? How are we under control? Are you feeling better? Is this something that we can manage and make it viable? Because we can't insert you and then not use you. So I do believe that if she's healthy, this would be a good spot for her to come back in. She comes back in as a babyface. She's just another female wrestler in the group. If she comes back and helps Liv, woo-wee, let's go. And now who's going to stop Liv if you got to go through Raquel to get to her? Woo-hoo.
What if you put the two of them together that I mentioned, and you put Raquel and Lola Vice together?
Right. Babyface tag team.
Ultimate terrible babyface.
Right. Chambers saying that Rhea could win the Rumble. And again, I mean, 72% of the chat. So I'd say, pretty strong favorite, Liv Morgan. A lot of people are anticipating Liv going to hold on to her title, which is amazing. Because if you asked us 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I don't think it would be that strong for Liv that she would hold the belt, but nobody trusts her. And every time they say like banned from ringside or locked in a cage, there always seems to be a caveat of like, oh.
I just want to say, like, the glow up of Liv Morgan is crazy, because a year or 2 years ago, I don't think we would be sitting here debating a Liv Morgan Women's Championship match. So it's kind of crazy how well Triple H really has turned Liv's character around, where you actually have fans talking about Liv Morgan, and debating like, is she going to win? Does she need to keep the title and things of that sort?
Yeah,
and having her being the strong favorite. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, and having her being the strong favorite. But I do think, though, you strap her to a heat magnet like Dom Mysterio, and good things are going to happen.
We all I mean, we kind of debated this heading into that whole turn, and I'm so glad they were brave enough to do it. I don't know if the previous regime that was running creative would have had the balls to do it, but man, it paid off. And again, for as much as people booed Dom, they never really booed Rhea that much. No. They boo the fuck out of Liv. Like, they have for this woman. So yeah,
you screwed over mommy. So of course you're the devil, and he's the devil, and you're the she devil. That's why. At least Dom's doing something out there in that fucking shark cage. Even if he does the Chris Jericho and just with the little thing and clank, 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 clank.
I think he's going to be funny. I think this is going to be entertaining, watching him freak out, and they almost having to push him into the cage and him trying to wiggle out. Like, I think it's going to be highly entertaining, guys.
They got to lure him in there with chicken tendies and everything like that.
Maybe that's what it is. Sit there eating.
Right. Oh, you rascally wabbit, you.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, several people thinking Raquel could be the option. I love a good heel. And again, I know if Liv beats Rhea straight up, we got a problem. I think no matter what happens here, Liv wins by crook or hook. She's not beating Rhea straight up.
Yeah, she's with a Guerrero. They lie, they cheat, they steal 100%. Man's out here showing up in the Lolo now. He's becoming more Eddie Guerrero by the day.
Right.
So officially 1, 2, and 3 back-to-back unanimous votes. Jeez, gentlemen. We're all taking Liv.
But I also think, like I said earlier, with this of Judgment Day over Strong, with this Finn over Strong, Liv over Strong. So then you're keeping Judgment Day still as a kind of a top level faction, a top level group on Monday Night Raw.
Which ironically, why I picked Damian. I'm like, Rhea loses, Damian wins.
I think that you don't trade. I see what you're going, and normally you'll do that if you trade one for the other. But I think with this, I think we get the end maybe of the Terror Twins potentially, but we've got to have Judgment Day still get wins and still constantly go over and look strong. I feel, especially tag champs, the biggest heel or one of the biggest heels on Monday Night Raw, women's champ, all of that. There's so much tied into the Judgment Day right now.
100%. Hard to argue.
Agreed.
All right. We'll take a second to remind everybody, go get yourself some Wrestling for Life Network merch. We got new stuff coming your way. We're working on a couple new designs. Plus, we were adding zip-up hoodies to our catalog. But go check out our hats and all the fun stuff, including our F Meltzer t-shirts that are still circulating. And Nick's modeling one now.
I love modeling it. It's the first thing that I could write outside of what and everything. But yes, folks, it's getting sweater weather out there. So make sure you grab yourself some Wrestling for Life Network, some zip-up hoodies, some pullover hoodies. Get yourself a bucket hat. Get yourself something nice. Start early doing early Christmas shop and everything, and get it out the way early. It's before Halloween. You're already going in the retail stores. They've already got Christmas already set up and everything. So you already got it on the mind. So you can get that out the way. Go and shop Wrestling for Life Network merch.com. I don't think that's the actual web name.
No, that's not it at all.
Might be one day.
But yeah, Big Nick, he's so hot right now.
He's so fetch. Anyone else remember that today's October 3rd? Shout out Mean Girls.
Right.
Shit. What?
Anthony's on the same pathway. You got it.
You two are having a moment.
You move along, Canadian. You move along.
Happy October 3rd, everybody.
For those uninitiated, in the movie Mean Girls, Lindsay Lohan's character sits there and asks the hot guy in front of him and everything, and she remembers it. He asked me what day it was. It was October 3rd. It's October, and it cuts to her answering the question of it's October 3rd. So yeah, see, MDB gets it. So all of us Americans get it. Just apparently you don't, you uncultured swine in Canada didn't get it.
I like my Zoolander joke better, but you
no, 100% is fine. I think it's just time period.
That's funny as hell. I didn't even realize, but I'm gonna have to go watch Mean Girls. Next match, if somebody wants,
doesn't even go here. Yes, yes, I broke this man, but yes, 100%. The next match that we have, the match that we know will be opening the festivities of the Hell in a Cell between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. What do you guys think?
So I guess with me here, I think the channel has seen my changing of the guard towards CM Punk, right? I think that
baptism into the cult of Punk.
Right. It's kind of been documented. I honestly cannot in any part of my mind want Drew McIntyre to win. Like, because this literally is Drew McIntyre's fault. It goes back to WrestleMania. This has been Drew McIntyre's fault the entire time. I'm CM Punk all the way here. I do think Drew McIntyre potentially needs this win, but I can't be on Drew McIntyre's side at all. It just doesn't work. I need CM Punk to walk in Atlanta and walk out with the win of this feud.
Anthony and CM Punk both going hard in the paint on their hero arc here with this. Going from I can't stand this man, of argued against me and with him in court and everything, of how terrible CM Punk was. And now there is no way I am leaving the arena if CM Punk does not win. Where's my pizza? I need to pet Larry.
This is a strange night, folks. Who are you taking?
Oh, out of time. So say goodbye. This has to be Drew. This has to be Drew. Of CM Punk, the vet, will put Drew McIntyre over. If Drew goes under in this, I feel a little bit he ends up with the Darby Allin effect. I think is what we can call this now. Of you should have gone over in a situation, and instead you just got made to look a fool. And he's still the younger guy. He's the bigger guy, the more athletic guy. He's the guy that they can still push and everything, go right at the title after this. And CM Punk works when you can use him in sparse and everything like that a little bit. You keep him healthy, keep the longevity. You can write him off a little bit. And I think when he comes back, you work him towards Seth, who Seth's got to get through Bronson.
100%. Drew McIntyre. Drew needs it. Drew's been good. Drew's been a great heel. Punk will be Punk, win or lose. Punk will come out the other side. Not that Drew couldn't find his way and pick on someone else, but I do think Seth is now back. Seth is waiting in the wings. I like that this is a chance for the old guard in Punk to put over somebody slightly younger, not overly younger, but a guy that's still kind of in his prime in Drew. I'm going Drew. I mean, we've seen how this goes. 1, 2, 3. I give it to Drew.
I say this all, and then there's still the creeping mind that CM Punk could actually still win this. Like, it is still CM Punk that, yeah, I think that this 100%, this will be the brutality level. I feel that like the Hangman Swerve match should have been. I'll say that respectfully. I think we're obviously both men are probably going to have crimson masks. We're actually, thank God, we're not getting the red cage anymore, so we can actually watch it and not feel like our eyes are bleeding and everything. And both men have literally said of like, I will do whatever it takes if it means this is the last match I got. I'm taking you with me, motherfucker. Absolutely. So I think this is going to tear the fucking roof off the building.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I think the crowd's going to be extremely ecstatic about it. I think it's highly anticipated. It's a Hell in a Cell. You can't go much wrong. I know a lot of people out there are butthurt that it's not the main event and they can't get over it, but I don't give a shit. And so that's the way it is. I'm
Tell them how you really feel, KJ.
Right? So we're starting this off with a bang. Like you said, I think they're going to show us what a cage match should look like, that you don't need needles and stupid spots, even though they're going to have some big ones. It's going to be a better match overall than what we've seen recently. And yeah, I mean, I like Drew for this one. People are saying Ethan Page might show up. People are saying Gallus might show up. I'm all for Gallus. We'll just have the Scottish crew.
Well, they've got it. This still, I almost feel like if you add other people, it doesn't end the feud.
No.
If you have a Gallus run in, if you have a Page run in, which I've seen people, we can talk about it maybe at a later date or something about Ethan Page potentially getting caught up now they dropped the title. But now you've got to have these two in the cell, winner takes all. It's a clean finish. Well, as clean as you have. You don't have somebody run in because this ends the feud. And that's to me why Drew goes over.
Yeah, and I think the point of the sale, and I know history doesn't is not going to like what I'm about to say because like we've had interferences in the Hell in the Cell match, but like in my mind, the ending of a feud is Hell in the Cell. We got these two guys in a cage. We need to end it. This is it. Like, I think if we do have an Ethan Page type of interference, I think it should be after the pinfall. But like, I think this is the decisive end. It's Drew McIntyre. It's CM Punk coming face to face and ending their 9-month rivalry.
Yeah.
I think that's what this needs to be.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, you don't have to muddy the waters. This is a blood feud. We're sticking these guys in the cage. We're going to get to it. And again, there's opportunities. Punk shows up on Raw and he's mad that he lost, and somebody like Ethan Page shows up to pick a fight. I'm all for that. I mean, we got Monday, we got after the match, like you said, Anthony. I think there's opportunities, but again, overbooking the end of matches is a bad idea, Mr. Tony Khan.
Right.
knock, knock, knock. But yeah, this to me, this has to end this. This will end this, and I think that this is going to be. It's going to be a nice crescendo to a 9-month feud at this point. And I think it was really apropos on the last 3-hour Monday Night Raw that we just watched this week, of to where they had the cell come down. You have Drew come out. I even called it when we were watching it, dressed for a funeral, and you have CM Punk out there in all white gear and everything. And I think we're going to see Punk reminiscent to what he did with the dog collar match with MJF, of where he's just literally covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2-on-1, Drew to Punk. 70%
The
of the
guy
chat,
who started this channel hating CM Punk is the only one here taking CM Punk.
yeah,
Let's
ironic.
let the record show.
I said it's been a funky night. It's been a funky night, but
Right.
you two are agreeing. He still loves Punk. Next, Nick will be betting on Wendy Chu to win something.
No,
Right.
No,
a sleeping competition. That's about it.
No, this one should be a fun one. I mean, again, I think it's the best rivalry of 2024. CM Punk ain't losing. 70% of the chat going Punk. So
Wow.
Drew
Really?
is, yeah. Again, he's the baby face. That's kind of how I expect the chat to kind of shake out.
But where does Drew go after this, and especially where does Punk go after this? Do you have him go at Gunther?
Yeah,
and
people are
have
saying
him just get thrown into that?
Yeah, people are saying Punk would go after Gunther, and God knows what Drew does. Maybe Drew goes after Uso.
Yeah, would have to be probably, or does he go after like Damian? If Damian gets the win or what have you, you get really floaty with it. I think you almost use this and you write Punk off for a bit, because again, he is up there. He has an injury history. I think it's better if you can pop him in and out a little bit and you save him and it still feels fresh, versus if he shows up, and gets into a feud with Gunther, and then so does he go over Gunther? So then you really kind of curtailed his whole title reign too.
Yeah, that's why I don't see it. That's why I
Right.
agree with you. That's
well,
where
I'm just the people's.
I know, I understand, and I'm just supporting you, my guy. Instead of arguing with you for once.
I know. I'm so used. I'm triggered.
Yeah, it's like, hey, whoa, bro. Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for both of them coming out of this. And again, Punk losing puts Drew over, but it doesn't kill Punk. Punk will be Punk on Monday.
Right.
Not that Drew can't survive it. Punk has an easier chance, in my book.
100%. The man just bought the whole Allstate Arena pizza. He's the fucking Pope of Chicago.
Right. Imagine the guys working at the pizza shop that night, like, what the fuck did he just say?
they called in 1,000 pizzas. Get the fucking number. Call them back, because there ain't no goddamn way somebody actually ordered.
Yeah.
You had a whole fucking Jim Cornette Wendy's incident happen again.
Right. 30 minutes for free, right?
We didn't order it because we were fucking joking. We ordered it because we were hungry, you son of a bitch.
Right. But that's I mean, again, not a hugely robust card, but a lot of implications on it. And the main event, and this might take a little time to kind of hash out a little bit, but lots to figure out with this main event. Roman, Cody, can they coexist? The bloodline. I'm all ears on this one too, guys. Where are we going with it? I think it's going to be very interesting, especially in that main event spot.
Well, can I give away the baby with the bathwater here a little bit? Dwayne showing up, whether it be in a video package, whether it be in the arena, what have you. I'm still torn. Still, literally, as I'm saying this sentence, the words that are coming out of my mouth, I'm still torn as to whether it ends up, Jacob and Solo get the win or Roman and Cody get the win, because it's hard to really find who takes the pin between your world champ and your top act. But The Rock, I feel, for those who don't know, Cody pretty much alluded to, a video package with title implications when it comes to Crown Jewel being involved at Bad Blood. And then even when he was talking to Pat afterwards, after the whole interview and everything, Pat kind of teased about the big guy coming back. And some people thought, oh, are you talking about Dwayne? Are you talking about Brock? All that. I think it's Dwayne shows up and we get Cody Rhodes versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson for either the world champ, the people's champ, or both titles at Crown Jewel.
At Crown Jewel. Yeah. I mean, I've said it from day one, and I know you and I had some heated arguments about the idea that The Rock was going to be the guy, but I really do feel like it's going to come out that The Rock has been behind this whole thing, and it's been a systematic takedown, and he wants the belt. He wants Roman. This is building to Mania 41. Anthony?
I'm undecided. I have nothing here, because I think it was Nick that said, like, who takes the pin if Roman and Cody lose, right? I think on the opposite side, the person that could potentially take the pin would be Solo. I don't think you have Jacob take a pin. Jacob is too strong and too over right now to take a pin. Does this match even end with a decisive ending? Like
No.
that could be like the thing they throw out at us, that this, because it's technically a traditional tag team match, right? There's
Right.
This is not a tornado tag. This is not like a DQ tag, a no DQ tag team match. This is a traditional tag team match, right? So what if it doesn't even end with with a traditional pin? Like
I love it.
I don't know. Like, you could
Yep.
have The Rock come back. You could have Jimmy Uso come back. I don't know. It's a lot that could happen in this that could potentially not have a traditional pinfall. I
Yeah,
don't want to say no DQ, but it could potentially happen.
I agree. I think that's the way out of this, because Solo shouldn't probably be pinned yet or right now. Jacob shouldn't be pinned. Roman and Cody, you can pin either one of them with a story to follow. I don't think we get a pinfall. I don't think anybody gets pinned. I agree with you, which makes me a terrible predictor at this point. But I think this match could be chaos. We could get, God knows what we get. People are talking about fucking Hikuleo showing up. Now they're saying he's going to NXT, but we don't know that. That's just rumors out there.
Right.
Rock shows up. Again, it could be very much a case of the ref takes a bump. Tama and Tonga show up. Then they need help. There comes Jimmy. Maybe KO runs out. I don't know. Like, I think this is just going to end in chaos.
This is calling for a schmoz finish, whether it's Zilla comes out, Dwayne comes out, the Gorillas of Destiny come out, Jimmy Uso comes out, Heyman comes out. We could see them all come out.
Everybody.
For all I know. At this point, literally, well, this is the start of, we're getting into the Samoan Civil War angle here, I think, because we're not too far removed from Survivor Series, and that's where we all pretty much predict that the payoff for that angle is going to happen. So I'm still, like I said, I'm still literally torn here.
I would be very shocked if this ends in a traditional pinfall.
I agree with you.
If you had to pick someone that actually took the pinfall here, who would you pick, and who takes the pin and who gets the pin?
I don't know.
Solo pins Roman.
I almost want to say,
if I was booking it, if I had to pick a finish and I was the booker, Solo would pin Roman.
Oh,
I like that,
because that's the feud. That's the battle.
Yeah, that's the anchor. That's the anchor.
Yeah, right. Like that's kind of the where this this is where we believe it's going. I like the comment about what if KO shows up and you think he's been teasing that he's going to screw Cody, but he pops Roman with a stunner and indirectly fucks Cody. Pause.
Oh. Why would you do something so brave?
I don't
Yes.
know. I will give them credit. This main event is just your guess is good mine, folks.
But that's the thing. That's WWE creative now at this point of it's literally a fucking coin flip. And even somehow the coin still ends up wrong. But maybe Cody would get the pin on Solo. I mean, he's already gotten a few on him. What's one more? I guess. I still, it's like I said, to me, the bloodline needs the win.
Yeah.
But it's also, they would have to get the win over your world champion and your top draw.
So what if, and I don't know how this would play out.
I like it.
What if Jacob, because Cody said this match has a lot of title contention for Crown Jewel. What if Jacob pins Cody and it's Jacob and Cody at Crown Jewel?
Oh,
that makes a lot of sense. And as much as I don't want to overshadow Solo, Solo's had 2 shots.
Yeah, but then you really, that starts to become that, maybe Solo, you take a back seat then. That would be the only thing that could come from that.
As long as they continue Jacob's loyalty to Solo, you can have that happen. As he'll be doing, I love you, Solo. I'm doing this for Solo. Like, yeah, I mean, again, that is highly possible. Jesus Christ. Excuse me.
I'm gonna just do this on SmackDown when you do the whole intro for the show. I'm gonna just do this behind you. I just gotta get a fake grill and everything. Spirit Halloween probably has one, but odds are, like, what do you guys think about the idea of if you smell showing up in at least the video package? Because Cody at least alluded to a video package that would have the implications. He did it during the McAfee interview and everything. So do you think, like, Dwayne's the only guy that I could think of that would make sense with that would be at that level? Like I said, some people, because later when he was, getting pictures and shooting a video and all that, saying, buy and show off with Pat and everything, he mentions about the big guy coming back. And some people thought that might have been Brock Lesnar, which Saudi would pay hefty money for Brock Lesnar and probably not give too much of a fuck about a court case.
Yeah, but WWE does. And then I really don't think that Brock has to be clear of Vince, period. It's the only wrestler that was mentioned in any negative way when it came to the Vince.
By name.
He needs clear to that. There has to be, again, it's just the nature of the beast. That you have to clear him from that. And Brock ain't coming back. And I don't even know Brock wants to work for Triple H. He was clearly a Vince guy. He was clearly mad that Vince.
Yeah, he walked off when he left the first time.
Yeah, he freaked out. Right.
But I think that we get to Dwayne versus Cody at Crown Jewel, and like you and I know we've talked about it. KJ, I know probably we've even talked about it, Anthony, and all that too, where Dwayne's really the puppet master behind why Solo doesn't need a wise man, because he's got, the board of directors, the head of the board on his side and everything like that. He's the puppet master. That's where we start to get that swirl of, family versus family, that civil war line drawn.
And I think that could be very much at the end of the match, no matter who wins. Let's say Roman and Cody pull off the win some way, somehow. Right. And again, is anybody going to they ruined Jacob Fatu's career because he got pinned by Roman Reigns? That'd be really hard for me to listen to.
The main event followed by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming out.
Right. And maybe that's all it is The Rock pops up on the screen and says, ha, 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 and cuts that, that promo of, now you're about to find out, and then all hell breaks loose even more. We don't even know if Rock's going to be in the building, but I think it's post-match that a lot of this could play out.
Oh, yeah, that's where, like I said, these are Cody's words, not, excuse me, mine, to where it be a video package of you get Dwayne shows up and everything, and he's, excuse me.
That's all right.
Even does the whole, ha ha ha, Cody, you thought that could beat my bloodline, and you look at you, Roman. You sat there and even teamed up with your mortal enemy. See, you're betraying our family. All of this, da 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 da. You didn't follow the line with the new tribal chief and everything with that, and you get Dwayne's issue with Roman started while you jump the fast track, because we know allegedly they've constantly teased going all the way back. Acknowledge the cough. Yeah, thank you. But they've gone all the way. Throw the ones up. Throw the twos up, throw the hulls up. But they've acknowledged that there's the potential, or alluded to it, of a Cody Rock title match at some point. Like that match is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And I think Roman fucks that matchup. For those who think that Rock's just going to win the title, it's going to be fun for everyone to think that for a while. But I do think the implications are all there. And ultimately, when you think of Saudi, someone put it in the chat, like, does Saudi really care about Jacob? No, we like Jacob. We love Jacob. We do. But that crowd over there, they love the name value, right? They want people who are just, right? Like, cross him off the list then. Like, literally too many. They go for that. Again, the crown jewels tend to be a lot of sizzle, not a whole lot of steak. The Rock Cody sounds like a Saudi match. Sounds like a crown jewel match. It does.
100%. And can Jacob make it to Saudi though too?
There's a will, there's a way, buddy. We proved
that. Where there's a will, there's a payday.
I know we were talking about that with Money in the Bank, and apparently they had conversations with the Canadian government to get him over there. So I don't know. I think they'll try to get him over to Saudi too.
Oh, they just hit him back in the back of the fucking Vista Cruiser like they did with Fez and everything when they were crossing the border.
If Dave returns Saturday, I don't even know if he can do it yet. There's been no follow-up on that story. It'd be hilarious. I don't know where you'd put him though.
I need to redeem you, Solo Sikoa.
Right. Yeah.
No, I just saw Geek Box. Yes, your second favorite box saying, "Hey boys, how's it going?" You see The Rock telling CM Punk to fuck off on Twitter. So see, that's what Anthony was talking about earlier. Dwayne up there telling Punk which off he can fuck.
Yeah,
which is
someone
weird.
said in the comments though that it was the fake Rock account, but I don't think it was. But I don't know. I didn't do any deep research. It just kind of came up on my feed, and I was like, I like this.
Right. And then people are still talking about when's John Cena going to start working in to all this. The Rock's out there. Friend of the channel, John Cena, apparently.
Right.
I might have to keep my mouth shut about John Cena more now.
There's a lot of implications to all of this. I do think that Anthony might be the right one in this prediction of nobody wins, which is terrible, but the story that goes with it is strong.
Oh, you think that they just straight throw the match off?
No, they have a match, but when they
I'm saying like that it's no contest.
It just becomes chaos.
I think we still get chaos, but we somehow definitively. I'm just going with Cody and Roman because they're the top guys. They're the top draw. It's a world champion. You're top guy. Of just, I could be completely wrong. If you could be completely right. If this is literally fucking throw a dart against the wall and you might be right.
For prediction's sake here, I'm gonna take Solo and Jacob for prediction's sake, but I really don't think this match is ending clean.
And I mean, what if it is a case of The Rock comes out and everyone's like, oh, The Rock's here to save the day, and he rock bottoms Roman, which leads Roman to get pinned. Now nobody's going to blink an eye at the fact that Roman just ate an L because The Rock was the one that did it. The one is the one that caused it, right? So
why are you not writing the show? That's perfect.
I mean, I've been begging you to let me. I'm going to go with the Bloodline. They need the win. If there is a winner, the Bloodline stands tall at the end of Bad Blood.
Yep.
Fair enough. I 100% can see that. I think just you have Cody and all that standing tall, and that sets cues to the Rock call out and everything like that, and then you start pitching towards that storyline. It's a lot easier to get there with Cody leaving on top than Cody looking at the lights.
Not if he's not the one looking at the lights.
Well, you got the goddamn point of what I was saying. You
I do. You're
literal bastard, you.
68% of the chat agree with you, Nick. 68% of the chat think exactly what you think.
Oh, come on. Can we get one more? I just want to end it on a 69 nice.
We'll settle with 68. You do me, I give you one later. Anyway, moving on.
I owe you one.
KJ Couture. After last night, I'm 100% positive. There is no doubt in my mind any three of these faces on the screen right now, and 90% of that chat could do a better job with Dynamite, but we're not getting into it because we'll be here for another hour and I'll start getting mad. And I'm in a good mood, so don't fuck it up.
Blood pressure rising.
We will talk about Dynamite tomorrow in the pre-show for SmackDown and Rampage, guys.
Right.
Long story short, it's not good.
It sucked.
There you go. You upset Anthony.
I'm going to just say this, and this will be the one thing I'll say about it. Of a TV rights deal getting signed does not fix all problems.
No.
Right.
You know what? Dave Meltzer let something, and I heard rumors before, but Dave Meltzer all but confirmed it, and I never quote Dave Meltzer. But, I mean, if anyone's going to know what Tony's up to, it might be Dave. The idea that, you know, TNT does have a part in the AEW, which is a good thing because then they get to call up Tony and give them their 2 cents and shit. I mean, again, imagine Netflix having part ownership in WWE when they made that deal. I mean, that's when we look at the ratings and go, why are they signing this deal? It would make a lot of sense if you have a stake in the claim.
I am going to say this one thing since I won't be on the stream tomorrow, but I have never seen a wrestler in WWE, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, mention the TV rights deal live on television. I don't know why it needed to be mentioned by Jericho last night. But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Actually, wait, no, it's mirrored, so I got to do it the other way.
Right.
The shape of an L on his forehead. It'll be really interesting if David Zaslav gets fired from Warner Discovery. I think I'm just going to let that be said, because this might be an executive that wanted some wrestling gets taken over by an executive who doesn't fund wrestling so much.
Never happened before, Nick. What do you mean?
WCW.
Well, you know what? We made amazing time, which is rare for us. So I almost want to.
All right, so everyone just stop talking because we're gonna fuck it up now. We're gonna go for another 2 hours.
Ideas.
Everybody just stop.
Zaslav, I mean, again, if you have a billionaire grease in your palm, it's easy to make a deal. But that's a different story for another day. Bad blood.
That's a segue to where you need to be here tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown.
The last question I'll ask about Bad Blood before we say goodbye to everybody are we clearly are, but put it out to the chat and everybody real quick. We're pretty fucking excited for this one overall.
100%. I will ask if you could give it a preemptive rating, like what you anticipate how you're going to feel at the end of the night out of 10. And we can hold you to it at the end of it. If it's higher or lower.
Oh, I like this.
I think for me, because I'm gonna be there in person, I'm gonna be a little bit
11 out of 10.
Probably gonna be. I'm like 9 out of 10 already, maybe 10 out of 10 at this point. And it might not even change because a lot of the times when I've gone to the show and then I watch it back, because I'm probably gonna watch Bad Blood back. Like my rating from watching it might change, but because I was there, is gonna be 10 out of 10. So
you know, we need the Anthony vlog now, right? Though, and everything. Like we need Anthony Cam and everything. Especially like if some big shit happens, like if Dwayne shows up, we need Anthony Cam.
If I can do it like I did at the Royal Rumble with Jordan Grace, I'll try and do it again. I gotta find the app because I think I deleted it. So
just walk around with a GoPro and everything.
Best result is just to be high. Good advice, Geekbox. I think that's how we start, and then a lot of
start the show, huh? Take the test, huh? Get high scores.
That's a good one. Now I forgot my point. Yeah, I think
what were you gonna give it? That's the Anthony gave his 11.5 out of 10. What do you give it?
I would be shocked if I don't give this an 8 or higher coming out of tomorrow or out of Saturday. I just think there's so much here. If they do it right, it's going to be an 8 or higher, but we'll see.
I won't caveat and curve the fucking algorithm there with that. It'd just take a fucking bell curve of 8 or better. I'll say 8.5 right now. Okay. Where I'm feeling with this 8.5, and that's hoping that they exceed my expectations.
Yeah, we got to get Anthony some swag. Yeah, he's going to the shows. We got to hook him up.
Right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as it says on the screen, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow sharp. We are live and ready to go. 3+ hours of wrestling coverage. We're seeing an end of Rampage, apparently. So
Rampage?
What?
We're bye-bye Rampage?
Hopefully, if there's a God.
Stoner Jesus, where are you?
Oh,
right? I've been praying. If prayers get answered, this is one.
Sweet, ain't out, sweet baby Jesus.
There better be blood. Okay. But yeah, tomorrow 7:30 p.m. SmackDown. It's stacked. AJ Styles returns. Ladder match, triple threat for the tag titles, and the go home show for Bad Blood. Bad Blood Saturday. We will be live 5 p.m. We're looking forward to that one. Nice and early. 5 p.m. We'll be out by 9. I imagine it's going to be rocking and rolling as all our Saturday streams are. Gentlemen, either of you want to offer a final thought to the proceedings?
Like you said, we'll be out of there by 9. I'll be out of downtown Atlanta by 11 o'clock, and I love that because it's dangerous. So yeah, that's my final word.
Oh my, that might actually be the story of the whole thing of like Anthony locked in his
Did
car.
Anthony make it home? It's so terrible out there. But our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that rest, you're able to put that full life with it.
Like, share, subscribe. Come back tomorrow. See you on the flip side. Good night.